Craziest things El Mencho has done. Nemesio Ruben Alciguera Cervantes, born on July 17, 1966 or 1964. There are two different years listed as his birth date. He's more commonly known by his alias El Mencho, and he's a Mexican drug lord and the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG, an organized crime group based in Jalisco. He is one of the most sought-after people in the United States and is the most wanted person in Mexico. Both countries are willing to pay up to 30 million Mexican dollars, or roughly 10 million US dollars, to get information that leads to his arrest.
Tonight, the DEA is offering $10 million for information leading to the arrest of the Mexican drug kingpin known as El Mencho. He's blamed for a flood of narcotics into the U.S.
He is wanted for the illegal trafficking of drugs, involvement in organized crime, and possession of firearms without the proper documentation. It is believed that El Mencho is the one responsible for managing drug trafficking operations on a global scale. It was under his supervision that the CJNG rose to become one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Mexico. El Mencho was born into a poor family in Mexico where he worked as an avocado farmer and eventually stopped going to school before illegally entering the United States in the 1980s. In the early 1990s, following a string of arrests, he was extradited to Mexico, where he subsequently found employment with the Millennial Cartel. Eventually, he worked his way up through the ranks of the criminal organization and established the CJNG when several of his superiors were taken into custody or executed. His prominence is also attributable to the fact that he led competing criminal organizations with an aggressive attitude and engaged in sensationalist acts of violence against Mexican security personnel, as well as other rival criminal organizations. Because of these acts, the government began paying closer attention to him and launched a widespread manhunt. It is believed by the security forces that he is hiding in the rural areas of Jalisco, Michoacan, Nayarit, and/or Colima, and that he is being protected by mercenaries who have prior experience serving in the military. But the focus of our discussion for today won't just be on El Mencho, but rather it'll be on the wackiest things he's ever done. If you're interested, please continue watching. El Mencho's operations have been monitored by the DEA office in Los Angeles, California since the 2000s. The DEA discovered that the CJNG had increased the scope of its drug trafficking activities abroad. The American authorities learned that El Mencho was operating a cocaine and methamphetamine supply chain abroad in 2000, and they learned he had employed weapons to further his operations 5 years later. According to the DEA, El Mencho was involved in a cocaine operation in 2007 that spanned Colombia, Guatemala, Mexico, and the United States. They discovered another shipment of cocaine that was bound for the U.S. via Colombia and Mexico. In 2009, El Mencho was discovered by the DEA in another shipment of cocaine from Ecuador. 2013 saw the discovery of 2 additional Mexican-American shipments. In 2014, it was discovered that El Mencho had coordinated a shipment of methamphetamine from Mexico to Australia and the U.S. using gangs based in China. On September 27, 2011, Mexico's Office of the General Prosecutor issued an arrest warrant for El Mencho and offered 2 million Mexican dollars for info leading to his capture. He was charged with guns and organized crime. Based on DEA investigations, the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia indicted El Mencho for drug trafficking and continuing criminal enterprise leadership in March 2014. On August 25, 2012, a unit of the Mexican Federal Police based in Tonaya, Jalisco, responded to an anonymous tip stating that there was a cell of organized crime present in a rural community close by. The tip was based on info received from a source who wished to remain anonymous. When the security officers arrived at the location, a firefight had already begun between the two opposing parties. During the gun battle, 6 CJNG gunmen were among those who lost their lives. Initially, it was reported that El Mencho had been taken into jail as a result of the operation. However, the Mexican government subsequently acknowledged that this was not the case. Based on their surveillance of the subject's girlfriend, who is smuggling meth into Gulfport, Mississippi, the U.S. authorities are said to have notified their counterparts in Mexico, according to other sources of information. He was accused of having firearms as well as an involvement in organized crime. In March 2014, the U.S. District Court indicted El Mencho on charges of narcotics trafficking and leading a continuing criminal enterprise. 4 assailants opened fire on Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales, also known as El Pirata del Culiacan, which means the pirate from Culiacan, a YouTube sensation who was only 17 years old and had become famous after posting filmed comments to El Mencho.
que el Mencho a mí me pela la verga.
Roughly translated, he says that the leader of the drug cartel in Jalisco can suck his.
Rosales was killed in a Jalisco bar. It seems possible that El Mencho gave the order to have him killed, but the police have not charged him with anything. On August 15, 2018, the PGR was offering a reward of up to 30 million Mexican pesos for information that would lead to the arrest of El Mencho. This declaration was made as the Drug Enforcement Administration and Mexican authorities prepared to unveil a new cooperation strategy against organized crime. This strategy included a sharper focus on the criminal organization's financial structure, as well as the creation of an international law enforcement group. A new arrest warrant has been issued for him on the basis of allegations that he was involved in the kidnapping and murder of 2 agents working for the Criminal Investigation Agency, or AIC, which is a division of the PGR. On August 15, 2018, the PGR was offering a reward of up to 30 million pesos, again, for information leading to the capture of El Mencho. Mencho's troops used a rocket-propelled grenade launcher to bring down a Mexican Army helicopter near the village of Villa Purificacion in the state of Jalisco, resulting in the deaths of 9 Mexican soldiers. El Mencho's men blockaded several roads across the Guadalajara area to slow down the mobilization of law enforcement and facilitate their leader's escape. The battle spread throughout several municipalities in the state of Jalisco. The CJNG was responsible for setting fire to 39 buses, 11 banks, and 16 gas stations. The assault was carried out in a total of 20 separate towns and in 3 of the states that bordered it. In February of 2022, there were rumors circulating that El Mencho had passed away due to respiratory arrest while he was receiving treatment at a private hospital in Guadalajara. These rumors were never proven to be true. Soon after, the claim of his death was supported by narco mantas and messages that appeared around the city of Colima and were written by the Mezcales, also known as Cartel Interdependiente de Colima, which was presumably led by El Mencho loyalist Jose Bernabe Brizuela Meraz, whose alias was La Vaca. These messages were found all over the city, and it was reported that La Vaca had also betrayed the CJNG because of El Mencho's passing. So, that's just about going to take it to the end of today's video. Let us know what you thought about this video. Had you ever heard of El Mencho before watching this video? Or did you ever know about the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or the CJNG? Or are we the first one to bring you the news of this? Well, if so, we're happy to do so. And if you do know all about it, what did you think of our coverage? Let us know in the comments down below. We also would ask you to please like our video and share it with all your friends and family and other crime fans in your inner circle who would also enjoy checking out this video. If we could ask you another favor, we would appreciate if you would please make sure to subscribe to our channel by pressing the bell icon. Doing that allows you to be notified every time we have a new update here on our crime channel. We appreciate you spending time with us today, and we look forward to catching up with you again soon. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.